Me and the classic Caesar have had a great, long relationship. I've done it as a special, I've put it on the menu, but it's starting to get a little stale, baby. And I think I'm looking to step out. Look, I love the classic Caesar, and I make it quite often. But let's take the flavors and textures of this classic and make it a little bit more dangerous. A little bit less country club and a little bit more shelter in place. Don't sweat it, we still have the greatest hits here. The funky anchovy, the dressing-soaked croutons, and the nice cold veggie crunch. This salad is also a straight-up diss track to the classic grocery store broccoli salad. I'm not saying that salad is not good, I'm just saying I've never had one bite of it that I liked ever. Hit me up, schnooks. This could go in the deli case. To bring some additional thrills to this salad, we're going to be using the creamy, nutty tahini instead of egg yolks to emulsify our dressing. We're also going to be using Napa Cabbage to bring some romaine-like crunch to the salad. And then we're going to throw the broccoli in a saute pan to just get like a super quick char on the outside to knock off that raw edge. The thing that makes that grocery store broccoli salad kind of punishing to eat is the fact that all the broccoli is raw. So we're going to Caesar this thing. We're going to finish it off with some heavily dressed croutons and some fried capers. And then we're on our way. What do you think? For this recipe, we're gonna need 1.5 pounds of broccoli crowns, 1.5 pounds or a half head of Napa Cabbage hearts, 125 grams or 2 cups of stale rustic bread, 150 grams of neutral oil, 100 grams of tahini paste or a third cup, 5 anchovy fillets rinsed, 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan, the juice of 2 lemons, 1 garlic clove, and 2 tablespoons or 50 grams of drained capers. Let's start with our croutons. As you can see, I've cut them into cubes. Any bread you have that's not white bread will work here. The more rustic, the better. We're tossing this in about 1 tablespoon of neutral oil. Again, I'm using avocado, and giving it a big pinch of salt. After a quick toss, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375 degrees, and then lay out our croutons in a quarter sheet tray to bake. Next, we're gonna cut up our broccoli. This is an important step here. Cut it too big, and we have punishingly large pieces of nearly raw broccoli to chew through. Too small, and we probably won't know we're eating broccoli at all. It won't cook right, and it won't have a lot of broccoli flavor. I'm cutting these crowns into 3/4 inch pieces, trying to get them as close to square as I can. Don't go too crazy on perfection, just pay attention. Once we're cut, I'm gonna scoop into a bowl and set aside. Grab your heart of Napa Cabbage and cut out the core. It's just a quick diagonal slice on each side. We're gonna lose a little bit of the outside as well. We want the frilly, crunchy, drier yellow stuff in the middle and less of the white, watery stuff. It's not bad, just too much will make our salad overly wet. Once we've cut this cabbage, we're gonna scoop it into a bowl. We're gonna heat a medium saute pan over high heat to fry our capers. This is a safety note. We need to make sure our capers are very well drained. We're going into a super hot pan with oil, and any residual liquid on these capers is gonna sputter like crazy, and you could burn yourself. The safest way is to probably add the capers in first and then the oil after the fact. This gives the caper liquid a quick chance to sizzle off, and then we have a dry pan. Once our pan is good and hot, we're gonna fry the capers and give them a quick toss. As you can see, they puff and fry and they'll get crisp. It takes about 1 minute start to finish. You know they're ready when they look like this. They've got a nice crisp, hollow, golden brown exterior, and give them a taste. They should have a super nice crunch. We're gonna set these aside on a paper towel lined plate and return our pan to the heat. So we wanna make sure we're cooking this broccoli super fast. We just wanna take the raw out of the outside. We still wanna have a nice crunchy core. If we cook the broccoli too far, it's gonna be a wet salad. It'll still taste good, but it'll be kind of mushy. 30 seconds is probably all you need. As you can see here, the pan is ripping hot. I'm gonna throw my broccoli in first, followed by the oil. I've just burned myself too many times trying to drop product into a pan with super hot oil. After 30 seconds, we're gonna taste this broccoli. If it tastes bland, make sure we season it well with salt and give it a few more tosses. We're gonna throw this into a paper towel lined bowl to cool and drain, and then we're gonna repeat this 1 to 2 more times, depending on how much you're putting in the pan and what your broccoli yielded. Let's check our croutons. They're looking good, they're just past halfway, so I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer to come back and check them out. In the meantime, we're gonna hop over and make our salad dressing. You'll notice the major riff on the classic here is tahini. What is it? It's a ground sesame seed paste that is super versatile, creamy, nutty, and it's a staple of North African, Middle Eastern, and Mediterranean food. How do I use it? Usually just water, lemon juice, salt creates a really classic tahini sauce that can go anything from grilled meats to raw vegetables, or as an alternative base to egg yolks in a creamy dressing like we're doing here today. Oh, and it's like the main ingredient in hummus other than chickpeas. In a mixing cup, we're gonna add our tahini, lemon juice, garlic, anchovy, and 100 grams of water. I didn't mention water before, and I do wanna say tahini is super thick, and usually you'll need to add a little bit. The more you spin tahini too, the thicker it gets. So water is kind of an essential ingredient. Using an immersion blender or a regular blender, we're gonna puree the base, and then we're gonna start to drizzle in our oil. We're emulsifying here, so you're gonna start slow, but don't worry about babying it. The base will hold a lot of oil. Once we're spun up, we're gonna throw it in the fridge, and then we're gonna chop up our croutons. They were in the oven for 15 minutes total, and I let them cool slightly while we were finishing the dressing. To bring some super secret pro level here, we're gonna chop these croutons. Oh, that sounds pretty crazy. Yeah. We're gonna get the best of both worlds. We're gonna be able to have the crouton texture, and then we're gonna have those breadcrumby things that soak up all the dressing and kind of act as a binder. They work with the cheese to hold the dressing to the leaves, and everything tastes good that way. The last thing we need before we build this salad is about 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan on the finest side of your box grater. This teams up with the breadcrumbs to act almost like a salad glue. It helps hold the broken croutons and capers to the broccoli and the cabbage, and really makes this thing super crazy. It looks like we've got everything we need. So we're gonna grab a big bowl and plate this thing up. See you on the other side. It's salty and very umami from the tahini and the cheese. I have food on my face. Have that. Did I get it? Tahini Caesar salad dressing is pretty crazy. We've lived with the classic Caesar for years, and I'm not getting rid of it. It's still part of the arsenal. Next time you're making pizza at home and maybe you're sipping on a glass of Sangiovese, this might be your side. Or throw some grilled chicken on top of this thing. Turn it into a chicken Caesar salad. You've heard of that. Maybe throw some salmon on that thing? I don't know. Bottom line is super versatile, really tasty, crunchy, funky, salty, umami. What a thrill. As always, if you like this content, let me know. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the recipe. Are you planning on cooking it at home? What are some variations you want to do? Hit that subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you next time.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya.